Not so long ago, in a town not so far from here, pretty much like your town, life went on much the way life always goes on. The people built their homes and raised their children. Some worked in the city, others went to school. But it wasn't all work. People also had fun. Some people enjoyed themselves by climbing the mountain. They came from far and near, morning and night, 7 days a week, to meet their friends and climb that mountain. The townspeople gathered on the slopes to ski and snowshoe in the winter, to hike and picnic in the summer, and to scale that mountain year-round. Now, most people who climbed the mountain enjoyed it, but some had difficulty. In fact, so many hurt themselves or others that people started to worry about it. Something, they said, had to be done about the mountain.
The mountain presents a serious problem in our community. We're all concerned parents here, and we're very careful how we raise our children. We don't want to see them grow up just to fall down the mountain. Something's gotta be done.
I'm afraid the medical records speak for themselves. More and more mountain accidents leave disabled climbers and cause great hardships to their loved ones. Now, in these dangerous higher altitudes, the air is thin, and the cliffs steep, and the rocks icy. Yet our townspeople won't stay in the safety of the foothills, but insist on climbing higher and higher. Then it's broken this, broken that. Something must be done.
And so, fellow council members, public opinion is unmistakable. Something has to be done about the mountain.
I say this is a simple problem. If people aren't smart enough to stay off the mountain, then we'll just have to keep them off. Let's build a fence around it.
I'll buy that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And so they built a fence around the mountain, and everybody said it was a good thing. Well, nearly everybody.
Nobody's gonna tell me I can't climb this mountain if I want to. Anybody who doesn't climb is a sissy, that's what I say. Ain't no fence gonna keep me off.
Hey, you mean you haven't gone all the way to the top yet? Oh, come, chicken. What do you say? Let's do it tonight.
No way. We can't get over that fence.
Come on, I know a way.
Hey, come on, let's go. We can do it.
Yeah,
Come on.
come on,
Let's
chicken.
go.
Come on.
Honey, the baby's crying.
So many people ignored the fence around the mountain that the town council finally voted to remove it. But by that time, most of the fence had already been knocked down. After the fence failure, it seemed that more people than ever were climbing the mountain, and even more were getting hurt. Everywhere, people continued to have strong opinions about the mountain situation.
Oh, I tell you, Harriet, anyone fool enough to climb that mountain deserves just what he gets. That sort of person doesn't merit any sympathy.
Since mountain-related injuries increased an appalling 11.9% last year, I propose we establish first aid stations on the mountain to provide proper treatment to those climbers who fall.
And so they did. And lots of people who fell off the mountain went to the first aid stations. They got help there they really needed. But people still fell off the mountain. And people still said something had to be done.
Well, look at all these messed up kids. I say the only way we're going to keep them off the mountain is to set them straight in school. Tell them the mountain will stunt their growth, or we'll give them warts or something.
What you're really trying to say is that we, as the school board, should institute a program of mountain education to illustrate to our young charges certain pitfalls in life to be avoided.
Yeah. Like I said, let's scare the living daylights out of them.
And so, mountain education was underway, with graphs, statistics, slogans, and data designed to put fear of the dread mountain into the very heart of every student in the town. But despite all that education, people still like to climb the mountain.
My mom and dad climb the mountain every day. They never get hurt.
All this stuff they tell you in school's a lot of bull.
Now, you're really out of it if you don't climb the mountain. I'm going up there tonight.
The fence, first aid stations, and mountain education. What more could be done about the mountain? Then one day someone said,
You know, I think it's a mistake to try to keep people off the mountain. As I see it, the mountain isn't good or bad. We can't move it. It won't go away. So we have to learn how to live with it. If we could just drop these scare tactics and instead work out safe ways to climb, get the whole town involved, then folks like Marge could enjoy climbing, and folks like Frank, who never cared for it, could accept the mountain for what it is.
Some of the townspeople liked what she said.
That's very interesting. If we could just all agree on safe ways to climb.
I like that idea. All of us working together to prevent people from falling. Yeah, I like that.
Some people didn't understand.
How are you going to keep people from falling off if you... how can you... Heck, you either fall off or you don't.
Some people didn't care for what she said at all. But lots of people thought about what the woman had said.
Isn't good or bad. All agree on safe ways to climb. Accept it for what it is.
They thought about it for quite a long time, and they argued about it. People began to realize that the mountain problem was not as simple as they thought. But the main thing was that they got together. One group tried to prevent accidents by organizing a mountain safety club. They explored the mountain to find the safest paths where people could slow down along the way to enjoy the wildlife and scenery.
Part of the trouble is that people think that mountain climbing is the only thing to do in this town. We've got to let people know there are other things going on. Hi, Ed. Going for a climb this morning?
No, I'm going to the gym. Care to join me?
Oh, okay. Meet you there in an hour.
I tried climbing a few times. Got really hurt. Don't do it anymore.
I used to think you had to fall off the mountain to prove you're a man. Then I realized anybody could fall off. It didn't prove a thing.
The town's Board of Education decided that in and out of school, they wanted their kids to get the real facts about the mountain, to understand themselves better so that they could make up their own minds, and to develop the skills to climb the mountain in case they ever decided to, because most of them would.
Skillful mountaineers always remember to read their manuals carefully before going up on the slopes, and they always climb when they're well rested and in good shape. They take their time and enjoy what they're doing, and don't ever overdo it. Stay off that north slope. It's too steep. Nobody should climb there. Remember, if we climb the right way, not as many people will get hurt.
Now that people agree about safe ways to climb the mountain, and that there are plenty of other things to do in our town, have you noticed how the mountain is beginning to look so much smaller?
And so it did. In that town, not so far from here, not so long ago, people continued to climb that mountain, but not as many fell off. It wasn't easy, but people learned to live with it, whether they climbed it or not. And you know, they found out how to enjoy themselves without getting hurt.